Welcome, welcome, welcome back again to the Real Is Podcast. How are you? How are you doing? Did you miss me? Because I damn sure missed you. I've had a very fulfilling weekend. It's been amazing. It's been a wonderful time. I've had I would say, a world class day. I should say. Yeah, yes, indeed. I have. I did. It's great. It was great. Oh, man, I tell you. When you have, uh, wonderful people in your life, and when you appreciate good company, and when you understand how you can work on your interpersonal skills of how to really translate cultures in between. I had a special day with no set names, but with wonderful people. You understand what I'm saying? Um, but the caliber of intelligence was supreme, I would say. It's always good to share and have conversations with people that are learned, beautiful, bright, understood. They understand. They're perceptive, even. That's a very good feeling. So to start the show off today, I would just like to keep telling you, and I'll tell you once again. I've been told by you people, and thank you to my alumni and the people that watch the show in good faith and understand I'm really trying to go somewhere with it. So thank you so much. I'm so appreciative because I consider myself a very well learned person. If you hadn't figured that shit out, but anyway, um, let's keep a clear path of where I'm really trying to go. Okay, check it out. Some people are not intelligent; they're just contrarians. Contrarians are people that want to feel intelligent so bad, but they're so fucking stupid and unlearned. So they have to get within their feelings and act as if what you're explaining to them is false or is wrong. And sometimes you can give people actual, factual evidence, and you know what they'll do? They'll tell you, I don't believe what you're telling me. And that's when the conversation should be over, done with. That's a feeling. Then I tell you about belief. Spell the word and look in the middle, and you'll see the only thing I see when it comes to belief is LIE. That's it. It's the ability for you to completely lie to yourself. It's the ability to completely just fucking lie. It's theater. You understand? Belief. When you say belief, you believe in your own theatrics. That is all. Period. That's what belief means. You believe in your own theatrics. Because belief is not a real fucking word. It's not even real. If you understood the meaning of belief, it's the gift of a lie. Okay? So why would I, the Will Is podcast, talking about my will and what your will is, specifically, in particular, to get better at being who the gods, the universe, and the ancestors actually assigned you to be? Why would I lie to you about that? But do you understand? I get we live in a world of gimmicks, gimmicky people. They're not serious. You understand? See, the reason why I can say this because I actually spent time with some very wonderful people today. Wonderful, classy, great people. You understand? So when you're in the company of, I say, trashy people, you will understand why they're trashy. I am so fortunate to never have experienced that, especially today. I have experienced it, but it wasn't today. Let's just get that clear. Let's be clear. Okay, cool. See, when you're well balanced mentally, spiritually, emotionally, you understand? That means that you get life. Uh-huh. So when you get life, you understand that you may learn some shit that you ain't never even found, seen, shit new. But what if you're a person like I am? I am a devourer of books and information. Can't you tell? See? See, that's why the conversation was so good. The conversation was so good because I was able to put out, all of these references. References. Oh, y'all want me to show them to you? I'm sorry. References. Okay? Okay. Black Indians is a reference. Not only a book, it's a reference, okay? I'm going to pick them up, show you my day I had, okay? I had a wonderful day. So we're going to share these references, okay? Level with me. Okay? All right. We're going to put them up as we share. This is African Genesis Institute presents 7 Little White Lies. The conspiracy to destroy the black self-image. They should have added globally because that shit real prevalent today. I promise you. Wow. I shared this before. Columbus was last. Look at the dates, please. I'm not going to spend too much time reading. I'm sharing right now because I'm going to do a little brief synopsis of what the hell went on in my life. All right, here we go. This don't live in this room, but Sheikh Anta Diop, Civilization of Barbarism. What Sheikh Anta Diop was explaining in his book is how the fabrications, the propaganda of the European nations that hover below Africa, the world is upside down, mind you. So Civilization of Barbarism, Sheikh Anta Diop, he had to literally come out because they was coming out with movies in the 60s, and then Dr. John Henry Clark and Sheikh Anta Diop, he would say, I got to get this information out here. It's because the Europeans were posing as godly people. Again, the invention of race in the European Middle Ages. That's when the thief put itself on top. Deal. Were you deemed to do? Who the fuck knows? Because the question that is always asked when the black people globally say, well, you know, really didn't colonized the globe mentally. See, but propaganda was so powerful under your guise. Only way you could do it, see. That's when a lot of indigenous people ran into the inlands, or let's just say the woods. Yeah. I bet you didn't know that as like I told you, I think I did share this on one of my shows. If I have some people that, you know, I'm new, I understand I knew it. I promise you I'm grateful for you even entertaining what I have to say. Just out of sheer appreciation and gratitude, and I'm a grateful person. That's not that has nothing to do with being docile. It has nothing to do with being menial. It's just gratitude. Can a person be grateful? Can a person be not a nasty person and not an awful agenda? I just share information for real. That's what I try to do. But do I have an agenda? Not really. I have a perspective. Yeah, that's all. So do I want you to see things from my perspective? Sure. But if you don't, that's fucking fine too. I'm not vulnerable. You understand? When I share information, this is selfless. This is not me being selfish. So this is a passion project. So I appreciate it really differently when you subscribe and when you like and when you share. Subscribe, like, and share. Please do so. I'm grateful because that helps you get this information from me just that much more, humbly speaking. Seriously. I'm grateful. Thank you so much for your views. Thank you for the likes. I'm humbly grateful. But anyway, let's get back to the goddamn the subject matter at hand. Stop telling me who I am, show. I would appreciate it. Because I promise you, I know far more about myself than you fucking know about you. As a matter of fact, everything you know about you, somebody told you. Everything I know about me, I verified. It's a big fucking difference. So I would appreciate if you be a little bit more understanding of how much you should learn about you. Because by you telling me who the fuck I am, that serves you nothing, does it? No, it doesn't. But you want me to react to you in an ugly way. And that's so sad because you're a pathetic motherfucker. That's sad. But it's pitiful. You should really do some discoveries and really appreciate the fabric of who you are. I don't give a fuck how awful it looks on the surface level. Maybe your mama and daddy don't like you. Maybe you don't like your mom and your daddy. I've experienced those things. I love my family. I love my people. I love who I am completely. So watch your stupid fucking mouth and go learn who the fuck you is. Don't you ever challenge me on who I am. You'll get your fucking feelings hurt and go have to cry in a goddamn corner somewhere talking about he's right. I am right. I'm all the way the fuck right. You just a stupid fucker that's wrong. Thank you. Carry on. Anyway, yeah. Let's get some music playing. You bitch ass. You little silly people. I call you silly motherfuckers. Anyway, let's go. All right, let's get some music playing. You silly, stupid. And for my beautiful subscribers, the people that really subscribe to the show to learn and to let us learn together, for us to be a movement, an appreciation, a legacy of good information, good quality information. It's information. Did I ever say I was right about everything? Hell no. But I got some good ass goddamn references. I bet you that. Anyway, we gonna get to some music. We gonna settle down. All right. Okay, cool. Oh, sound nigga, see that? I can deal with that. I kind of like the. Yeah, I kind of like the intricacies in the beat, so I can rock with that for sure. Anyway, yeah, we gonna cook now. All right. Okay. Now that I got that out of the way, how y'all doing? Welcome to the Will This Podcast. Yeah. Okay, next book. I shared this on an earlier show, Yorugu, an African-centered critique of European culture, cultural thought, and behavior. They are very, very rugged society people. And I got to give you some book too, because it was done by Dr. John Henry Clark. So you know, that's who you see as it's like the only picture on, you know, the shared shows that I have, the one that says that you have no friends. Yeah, no friends. Okay. Okay. We steady with that. All right. The introduction by Dr. John Henry Clark says, in this book, Professor Donna Richards has opened up a paradox box called racism that will not be easily closed by the creators of racism or its victims. What she is saying will have to be seriously considered if the reader of her words is ever to know peace. This is a pioneering and groundbreaking work dealing with the neglected aspect of European culture. Most books of European deal mainly with Europeans think of other people. In this book, Professor Richards has analyzed the European influence on the world based on what they think of themselves and how this thought affects most of the world. Profoundly said by Dr. Clark, but I want to give my input tonight. If you think about a melanated person, we're close to the equator. This is also what I've learned from Dr. Clark. When you're close to the equator, you have vegetables, you have vegetation, you can till the land, you can produce. The same said vegetation, fruits, you can even share these things. With deserving people. See, I said deserving people. So when you share something that came from the West, that sounds super perplexed. I'm quite sure it does for you. Because if you have been if you've been viewing this show, and thank you to my new subscribers. But yeah, this show is a little different for you. I'm telling you. I bet you didn't know that. Let's just say everything that you learn from your European children, Africans, and melanated people associated with the East. Let me explain something to you. Your children are liars. And most of the time, we can see where they get it from. Because I see melanated people globally lost their memory too, for some reason. But you have to talk to the right people. And then they'll start to understand why they're lost, why they have been, why they cannot be affected, why they're not rooted in strength. See, when you are an effective person, you can think. When you're not starving, you can think. When you have something to do every day, you can think. If you have a skill set, you can think. That's the difference. So when I show some of you this, some of y'all gonna get it. Some of y'all will get it and understand. What's in this book is true. People have a problem with the goddamn truth. Seriously. See, one thing about the truth, it doesn't care who tells it. You get it? See, the truth stands, again, by itself, doesn't even need an audience. You have to get in the bosom of truth. You see what I'm saying? In the bosom. Because if you're lying, you're disassociated from the truth. Does that make sense? I'm sure it does. It should. It's logical. But most people hate logic, just like most people love lies. See, logic and lies don't add up. Truth and logic does. I hope you understand that. Let me check my volume. Like this. Okay, we saw. Okay. So dig. We're gonna continue with a few book shares, okay? Again, this is Ramesses III's wife, Queen T. She ordered his assassination. Did y'all know that? Queens. Very powerful. You guys don't understand what ruling the world meant at that point in time. Ruling the world at that point in time also meant having redundancy. Is that a new word for some of you, redundancy? Is that something you think you just learned because you do computers, or you an engineer like me? You think redundancy is something that was created today or in the past few a decade, a couple of decades ago? No. No. See, redundancy is building a people outside Phoenicians, okay, Etruscans, Jews, Greeks, African lands. Okay. See, the word Jewish has always been a slang. Slang. Not slain people like they like to tell you. There are things that are just not true. Okay? Some things just are not true, because would you even believe that some things that are associated with certain lands are not their actual stories? What if the stories are older? What if everybody has the same story and tells it different? Or they tell it the same. But when you understand the origin stories on tablets, not papyri or paper or shit that's in a little fucking tube or in a vase that's in the damn that you discovered in a cave. Maybe that shit just on paper that would just how they saw it. But you continue to misinterpret because it's not your. Let me be clear. You had nothing to do with the creation of any of it. You just stole it. But some of you were previewed to said stolen information. That's why you got to rely on Russia sometimes. Okay? Knowledge of the higher worlds and its attainment. Rudolf Steiner. Damn. So, I bet you wonder what's in this book, huh? A lot of shit that I know. Because I read books. Okay? But I will share. I have no problem with sharing. So, let's just let me give you something that I can share. The stages of initiation. Check it out. The information given in this following chapters constitute steps in the esoteric training, the name and character of which will be understood by all who apply this information in the right way. It refers to as 3 stages through which the training of the spiritual life leads to a certain degree of initiation. But only so much will here be explained as we can publicly imparted. These are merely indications extracted from the still deep and more intimate doctrine. In esoteric training itself, a quite definition course of instruction is followed. Certain exercises enable the soul to attain to a conscious intercourse with the spiritual world. These exercises bear about the same relations to what will be imparted in the following pages with the instructions given in a higher, strictly disciplined school bears to the incidental teachings of the preparatory school. That's all I got for you. See, when you subscribe and when you really want me to get into the school of what I do know and how I build and how I do run my life the way I do, because I'm in control, but I understand outside and inside interpretations. That's why Danny D is who he is. That's why the Will is podcast. Thank you for subscribing, but I promise you, you will be thanking me much later. I told you I'm going to change it up. I told you I got some special shit for you. Oh, yeah. It's not just a clothing line and my merchandise that I will be having for you, which you're going to love too as well. That's fine. Thank you. Thank you for what I know you're going to love if you appreciate the information that's going to get even more intricate, even more powerful. I'm coming on a whole different kind of level, as you can see. Once again, look at this book. I study profusely, people, and I'm just getting started. I'm only 5 months in, and people having a hissy fit. Why don't you share? Damn, can I set my stage? My stage. Sorry. No pun intended at all. But check me out. This will not be a run of the mill. It won't be. I'm finna do, man, we finna get into some heavy shit. Now I have the ability to share screen, do all of those type of powerful, my power is coming within the show. So I had to survive to get to where I needed to be in order to give you better content. And I'm surviving. But a lot of that shit was painful and expensive. I promise you, I've hurt myself a little bit, but goddamn. Woo! We're gonna get this information out. Because the passion will never dissipate. You will always appreciate what I have to offer. Because I ain't here to fail myself, and I'm not here to fail you either. So, I'm gonna give you a little bit more out of this right here. Let me show you some. I got so many pages marked in here, it's crazy. But all right. I gotta okay. Solving the maze mystery. All right. Right. Sorry about that. Anyway, okay. We're solving the maze mystery. Okay, here we go. Let me check my settings real quick before I get to that. Because we're reading tonight, and I want you to be there with me. So we on. Okay, we good. We sitting pretty. All right, we all right. All right. So here he is. Here we go. Solving the maze mystery. Most writers have characterized the ongoing maze controversy as a mild disagreement between two divergent groups of scholars, the fusionist and the isolationist. However, it would be more accurate to view the situation as a struggle for power that is being fought between two divergent patterns of thinking. Morals play the role of actors in a world that is dominated by the inherited linguistic pattern and belief system that are legacy to liberal versus conservative politics and religious organizations. That's right. Our parents are to blame for this mess. You heard me? Yes, our fucking parents are to blame. I told you. Listen. All right. On the on one hand, we find a group of people who seek evidence as a basis for understanding the nature of the world. They are the liberals or scientists situation. On the other hand, we find individuals who place a greater faith in doctrine and tradition as the basis for making decisions. They are the conservatives or the fundamentalists. Listen, ultimately, the controversy over the mystery of the maze boils down to the contest between liberals or conservatives or between science and dogma. Let's go forth. As it is the case in any political arena, the distinctions between the groups are not always very clear. The fusionists have their own priorities and favorite explanations are doctrines, as they tend to ignore evidence that disagrees with their agendas. The isolationists tend to favor the fundamentalist religious explanations for world events. But many also good scientists who seek evidence that support their models of paradigms of human culture development, they also tend to ignore evidence that doesn't fit their own system of beliefs. Out reading. This is by no means an equal contest, nor is it a purely rational dispute between people with different points of view. The fundamentalists gained the upper hand in American universities back in the 1800s, and they have used their position to influence, to isolate, neutralize, or exterminate their opposition. In a graduate classroom, it boils down to the simple matter of making the grades. Those who learn the biases of their professors get the A's. Grades of superior intelligence. In a field of history, anthropology, conformity is the only way to survive. Anyone who doesn't learn the approval dogma gets shunned off into neither world of quack, crackpot, lunatic, and pseudoscientists. In the nation that promotes freedom of speech, students are free to parrot the doctrines of their professors, or they suffer intellectual exile. That's why what I knew as a little child that my grandmama, I went in the Marine Corps. No way was they gonna do me. This is what they do. Let me go further. Okay? Keep in mind that we are not just dealing with the difference of professional opinions. Indeed, the roaring feuds being bought in the conference halls and the professional journals are ultimately struggle for power. and the control of economic and political arenas. Scholarly belief, paradigm, and pet theories constitute powerful schools of thought. Control the academic department, access to the national news, media, and the publications of universities. Press all translate into economic survival, prosperity for the dutiful. March lockstep with their mentors. I got stuck into the mail room. The maelstrom of conflict and identities and concerning the origins of the sparrows of May and August of 2006. And in a stated, quiet, unexpected, and one afternoon, with my assistant and I innocently visited the historical sites of the delightful surroundings of Edinburgh, Scotland. My association from New York, Miss Caitlin Bertwise, agreed to accompany me in her case in the time detectives, and I had arranged for us to make an important field trip by tour bus. Brightwise arranged for us to make an important field trip and would have much preferred to taking a hike in the highlands on a bicycle tour in the countryside. But I persuaded her to indulge in my passion for a museum and ancient history. On a gorgeous day, our goal was to investigate and report the Gaelic maze of Rosslyn Chapel. I knew that it might seem somewhat far fetched, but in the British Isles have never been known for a substantial place to grow corn. It's just too cold, and the growing season is too short to suit the taste of even the unpretentious maize plant. However, sometimes any excuse will suffice when you need a vacation. On a particular day, we have absolutely no idea that we were about to make a stunning discovery of our careers. We were maverick scholars who also pushed beyond the limits of our orthodox horizons. This time we found unexpected gateways. We were pushed in the open and entered a whole new university, a university of amazing adventure and discoveries. So when I tell you genesis of the NWID maze study, first clue, the idea of going to Scotland aroused in two colleagues, Robert Ness and David Berger, informed me that they had seen Indian corn cobs during the summer vacation trip to Edinburgh. The corn cobs, they said, were carved into stone archways into the Rosslyn Chapel in the 15th century struggle that belonged in the Sinclair family. My friends urged me to see the evidence for myself because they were both familiar with the research that I had done in the voyages of Franciscan friars to the New England region in the 14th century. Already there was some evidence in my book, The Frere Map, 1996. The Franciscans had identified New World turkey and turkey corn on the voyage to Nova Scotia in about 1350 AD. Gaelic corn would prove that I was right. So you understand that. We're going to get into we're going to get more and more of these intricate stories of America and how they are extremely influential to me as to how I have grew up in this beautiful country of mine. Anyway, I will be sharing more books. Hell, I got a lot to share. It's wild. We got prehistoric America, you dig? This one right here. Prehistoric America. I done shared some pages out of this book. Because I showed you where other people came here claiming this is land of immigration. No, it's not this or these. We are very well documented. Very well documented for a multitude of sources and spaces that people know. And they also, this book even shares and shows you how other peoples arrived here. Okay. Arabs. I told you I'm from Scotland now. The ancient Maziba. Check it out. Rockoic culture, Rockoic structures, and the history of architecture. Wow! Y'all want to know? I want to share. Of all architectural works, the most interesting specimens are those which may be classified under the general name of rock cut structures. These are very numerous, nor are they very wide distributed. In large majority of them belong situated in Western and Southern Asia. A few only belong found in America. The pre the peculiarities of these structures are easily recognized as and are as follows. They are cut out of the solid rock and yet present in general things. The same forms of arrangement of those of which are placed up above the soil and constructed in the usual way. The form, shapes, and arrangement vary according in circumstance, yet they may recognize that their courts and columns alter the stairway, sometimes arches and corridors of which bear the same shapes of were erected above the earth. Okay, on account of belonging to being cut out of the rock, they are necessarily situated where the solid rock and it's consequently found for the most part in places somewhat remote to the center of population, and yet its localities and its assemblies might be gathered for as to their uses and different from one another, and some of them are evidently burial. And the notes in noted dead as the abode of religious. Burial places and noted the dead and other as the abodes of religious recules, and still others in the repository of sacred images and places where such images might be worshipped. This book is called Prehistoric America, in its presence that it has, as well as the influence. America had the most significant influence on the world that we live in today. I know it's hard for some people to understand, but that's the fact. That's how. Don't you read from left to right? You do. Okay. I share again the mound builders. That's how you get these people. They came here first. This is the story of America. So the Arabs, y'all want Egypt. It ain't yours. The second Egypt ain't yours Egypt either, but you know they suppressed the one here. They suppressed the first one, and you know that. Your dominance is non-existent. And you're not an original. You're a carbon copy. You understand? Let's be clear. Stop acting as if you came up out of nothing, because no race did. No race came up. Stop pretending with yourselves. There's an original and there are carbon copies. Those are the facts. That may sound harsh and cruel, but it is not. It's a fact. Show me you original anywhere. Where this wasn't your origin. You got to put some respect on melanated people. That's all we saying. And the reason why I promote American Indian, I'm not disrespecting no Africans. I'm not disrespecting South Americans. I'm not disrespecting no people. I'm bringing attention to people that have been degraded, downtrodden, misunderstood, misconstrued, told they had no history, told we had nothing, and that we just a bunch of ancient people that just arrived on ships. That's just not true. My people didn't arrive on a ship. Some of them did. They were black Europeans and white ones too. Those are the only people that came on ships to a land that I am indigenous to. Why is it so hard for some of you to believe? Because you love the upkeep of a lie, and you love to lie. So let me ask you something, Siberian. How could your pale ass survive Mississippi as a mound builder? How could your pale ass survive anywhere? You're from Siberia, so you can't survive in the South. You understand? As a matter of fact, all the people that are close to the equator kind of gotta have to look like this. So your little story about hopping over a cold ass barren strait and then living in a illustrious, nah, homie, you were brought here. You should go look at the Eskimos and tell in Alaska and you look at them. You look at all of them up north. That's where you get, and they still dog. The seal blubber that they eat, it qualifies them to have melanin because they need the vitamin D living in that environment. But let me explain something. The Russian, Siberian, you are from Siberia. The people that are in most of Mexico today, shout out to you. Y'all got about 20% of black in you or melanated specifics. See, the problem with DNA tests is all bullshit, to be honest with you. And I'm gonna tell you, let me explain how. The whole world shares DNA. The European has to find out who his daddy is. That's Africa. They know who their daddy is. Your carbon copies, of course. So let me explain something to you. The Americas was a copper complected tone of all the rays. All the rays. So when you take an Italian, they can look American. If you take a Spaniard, because these people have all had their hands digging into the soil here and uprooting the fabric of this once before egalitarian society. You don't want to admit it, but we know it's true. You didn't build no cities here. No one did. We did. You had no grounds here. No one did. We did. Everything here was old, not new. It's just overlaid by liars, thieves, killers, and crooks. You see now? Look at Stephen Miller. Look at the President of the United States. Nope, I didn't do it. Nope. Look at the Jews. The Khazarians, claiming a whole nother identity without being proud of who they are. They are Khazarians. Just like the Europeans changed their identities. The Saxons, the son of blacks, the peons, you the son of Kenneth the Niger, Kenneth the Niger, MacAlpine. Yeah. All you Irish, anything Mac is black. Anything Mac is black. Mac Arthur, Mac everything. Mac is black, pimpin'. Return of the Mac, oh yeah. What? Oh my God. Yeah, all that shit is returning to Mac, man. It's all black. I need Europeans to stop acting as if they don't understand who the hell they really is. A child that needs to grow up soon. Cause the shit you doing gonna cost us. All this, I wanna be. You ain't never been superior to shit but a lie. Stop lying. Not all of you. And yeah, all of you that acknowledge that you don't understand that the shit you're doing is a fucking lie, you at fault. Give it up. Stop playing games with God. I ain't talking about me. I'm lowercase g. But there is a plurality, a pantheon. Yeah, not one. God, you people are fucking. Listen. You can not believe what I'm saying. You can dispel what the fuck I'm telling you. But I'll tell you one thing. Me being honest with you helps me sleep well at night. I don't know about you. I don't give a fuck how you sleep. I sleep good. But I tell you one thing. I think you should do one thing. Keep listening to the Will Is podcast. Because I have so much more to share. This shit about to get real intricate, deeper. And who knows? I may only have a few subscribers after the fuck I'm done. But I promise you, I ain't gonna tell you nothing but the truth. Period. I can give a fuck about somebody and they lie. Let's be clear. I don't give a shit. But that's the show tonight. I've been on. I ran a little longer than I wanted to. I gotta go to bed because I gotta work in the morning. I got a fucking job. Okay? You understand? Appreciate you. Have a good night. Be clear. Be worth a damn in the morning like me. I will be. Had a good day today. And my day was with some wonderful, beautiful, exceptional people that I love dearly. Peace to you. I hope you can enjoy and appreciate the presence of people that are wonderful like I do. Because I surely do appreciate you. But again, show's over for tonight. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you so goddamn much. So, I gotta go get some rest. But thank you for tuning in to the Will Is podcast. And remember, my favorite part, the will is yours. Understand that? Oh, by the way, I will be playing a playlist tonight for you guys. You know, I will be playing some music that it's on Apple Music. Yeah, I'm gonna play a nice playlist all goddamn night. You people that stay up late, just tune into my channel. Stay tuned. I'm gonna be playing some nice tunes. So yeah. Thank you guys. I love you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for tuning in to the show. And again, the will is yours. Stay tuned. Peace. Love you. All right. Remember, stay tuned.